Hello, Toastmasters. My name's Shannon Stow, and I'm the VPE for the Hollywood Toastmasters. And tonight, I want to speak to you about how to evaluate. This is going to be a mentoring video of how I like to evaluate and how you can manage your evaluation and do these evaluations and not have any trouble at all and move into it confidently and do a great evaluation every time. First of all, when you're evaluating a speech, you usually know that you're going to be an evaluator, and if they spring it on you at the last minute, you take the role, that's great. First thing that you always want to do is to check on your speaker and see what their title is, and also get their evaluation form from them before the meeting. And if you don't have it before the meeting, ask for it, and hopefully you get it during the break, and you'll have that evaluation form. Speakers, before you go to speak, you'll be able to find that resource on your pathways. If you go to your pathways and you open up and I'm looking up here at the curriculum for pathways, when you go on your computer and you look up the curriculum for pathways, you'll be able to print out this evaluation form. I know you have all seen this before, and this is the form that you can print out for the evaluation. The form has 3 pages. The first page is going to be an information page where you have information about the speaker, the title of the speech, and areas here where you can do your general comments and those things. The second page of the speech is actually your evaluation. And your evaluation will be a 1 through 5, 5 being the best, and they explain each criteria on the third page. If there's any questions about these items that are here, on the third page, they'll have clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures, audience awareness, the comfort level, interest, and well-researched. And it's hard to see in the video, but these pages will be able to give you a great idea of what you're evaluating, and you'll have those bullet points when you do your evaluation. In my opinion, when I look at this form that we fill out for each speech, I see clarity is the first thing, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures, audience awareness, comfort level, interest, and well-researched. Those are the items that are listed there, and we will do that evaluation because that's important to enter that into your pathways, and you'll have a record of this forever. However, when I do it, I usually would just take a blank sheet of paper or a notepad with me for my evaluation, and I would list these in a different order. Personally, I would look for the first things that I see. The first thing I look for is the comfort level. When you first start a speech, it's always a little difficult to get in the groove and get your comfort going. That's the time I'm looking. Right when they kick off the speech, I'm looking to see if they're comfortable. I'm looking to see if it's interesting and they have researched what they're talking about. Is it an interesting topic? Is the title interesting? Those are the first things that I immediately start to make my notes on. I would go through these bullets and find them and put them in a little more of an order that I would be more comfortable with, or you would feel more comfortable filling it out. As you listen to the speech, you need to be jotting down your notes, and I do it very messy on a blank sheet with just these bullet points as my guide. And I'll go through and I'll have a note and just remember one little bullet point about something they said or the gesture they made or something about the speech that really caught my attention in a story or maybe a distracting thing that happened. Those items will go into this form, but I like to fill out the form really neatly at the end and give them great comments and take my time to fill this out for them. When they're entering it into pathways and also they're reading it to review my notes, I don't want it to be jotted down crazy fast the way that I do when I'm just taking notes on the blank sheet of paper. I like to do that. It makes it easier for me to get everything down. Then I have my bullet points and I start to fill that out while the other speakers are speaking or when I have time as soon as I can. When it's time to get up and do your evaluation of the speaker, I like to start off the same way that I've said about speeches. There's 3 main parts. You need to open and you need the close ready. It's important to have that ready because you're being timed. Another video we'll talk about is timing, but in this case, for the importance of time, have an opening ready and a closing. Most of the time when I do an evaluation, the first thing I say is thank you to my general evaluator. I also introduce myself, and then I give my salutations to my Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and the guests that are there. That gives me an opening for that, and then especially the speaker you're speaking to. This is a general rule that I use as my opening. This gives everyone recognition, and then I also focus my attention to the speaker who I'm speaking to about their evaluation. And I go into my evaluation, I'll go through the points that I spoke about. As you're going through the evaluation, it's important that you give the information that you want, and if they do something distracting and they're playing with their glasses, or they have a pen and they're clicking it, or they're like clamped onto the lectern, or doing something that you notice could be improved, that's the way you say it. You say, I see an opportunity for you to improve this by managing your body language a different way, and I noticed that you were messing with your glasses. You couldn't figure out if you want them on your head or in your pocket. The next time, decide whether you're going to wear the glasses or just leave them off, and I think that will improve the speech greatly, because it was a little distracting to me, but you did a great job. It's just those items can come up. Also, you want to bring up all the points, even though they may not have done anything that you remember with the eye contact. You still want to bring up eye contact and the importance of it. So you're still teaching the rest of the Toastmasters that are there listening to your evaluation. You're still giving a point of how to manage those gestures, how to manage that part of the speech. And the evaluation is also a learning experience for everyone. Everyone listening, I listen to evaluations and someone else is doing something, and I think to myself, you know what, I do that sometimes. I should pay attention and make notes for myself to pay attention. So going through the bullet points and making it clear that it's a learning experience. It's important that we're not negative with our feedback. Sometimes that happens, but generally everyone's really nice about the evaluations. You don't want to be so nice that you don't point out the opportunities for them to improve their speech by adhering to rules and situations that we think help make it better. But at the same time, you don't want to say, well, you have this monotone voice. It just goes on and on and on like Bueller, and you didn't woke up. What we could do instead is say, I want to see some, excitement. And there was an opportunity there. And one point in your speech, you could have just jumped out and got our attention. But you just kind of went through it monotone. There's an opportunity there for you to really grab our attention. And that would have been a great time for you to do it, and a great way to do it. And I'm looking forward to seeing you try that out. And I'm going to even do the same thing. When we're pointing out those things, try your best to be very positive and give everybody a boost. Because we're all learning, and I learn even from watching someone speak. I'm learning as I go. Then be ready after your evaluation is done. You have to be fast. These evaluations go fast. So be quick. Once evaluation's over, close it up. Close up the speech. If you hit the red light, I can't wait to hear your next speech. Great job. Give them a boost. And hand it back over to the evaluator and wait for the evaluator to take the podium from you. And you can't lose. See you next time.